Hey guys, Master here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so JP had their data download. We finally got the AGL Bardock in the actual files, so he's available on the private server. I saw a lot of people talking about him yesterday. I didn't go ahead and watch any of the advanced showcases or anything like that other people had managed to do. I think you could get him on the different server where you could actually customize the units yourself. Because once we found out what his EZA does, then obviously you could just customize the existing one. But now that we've had the data download, the actual files for the EZA are in the game. So we're going to check him out here. We're on the God Goku team, which is one of his 200% teams. I've seen a lot of people saying that his EZA is not good. Also very interesting considering he's releasing, in terms of the overall community, right? He's releasing after Kefla, who is probably the best EZA TUR in the game. Now on JP, obviously technically he is releasing before her, but even so, we're in post 9th anniversary now on JP. EZAs should be relevant enough to be good in that kind of content, right? So if we take a look at what he does, I've got the tweet up here from the Dokkan wiki. He greatly raises defense and does immense damage to the enemy. So he was always a defense stacker, but now it's a greatly raise. And then he gets key 2, attack and defense 150, additional attack 50 when attacking, an additional attack 20% up to 100, and reduced damage received by 10% up to 50 per low-class warrior ally on the team. Then he gets an additional attack 50 and attacks effective against all types when there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when there's another low-class warrior ally attacking in the same turn. So the biggest issue with his kit is the fact that he needs low-class warrior allies. But the problem is there's not very many low-class warrior allies in the game that are actually good at the moment. It wouldn't be a huge problem if there was a bunch of good low-class warrior units. But on the team, we're running the Path to Power Kid Goku. I mean, he can still be decent. You get the orbs, give everybody the damage reduction, but he's not a unit that anymore is going to be tanking boss super attacks and stuff. And then we have the 23rd World Tournament Goku. He also is technically a low-class warrior. So we have 3 low-class warriors on the team, including Bardock himself. So in his base form, he is going to have, on this team build, 30% damage reduction, as well as getting an extra 60% attack. But the key, because he is a stacker, is just all going to be how many super attacks can we get early on and that kind of thing, right? So so we'll do this and then do, can we get 7 orbs for Kid Goku? Should be able to, I think. Is that 7? No, that's 6. Nice. Well, it should be fine for now, but let's see. Interesting to see what his turn 1 attacks do. He got 2 links active, so not exactly crazy. But let's see. Alright, Goku of course gets his additional. Yeah, his restrictions kill his EZA. I don't see why they didn't just make it low-class warrior all pure Saiyans. I mean, you could argue that that might be too OP, but his EZA as a whole wouldn't be super OP if they just made it pure Saiyans, right? Right, so we get the extra super. So that's good. We get 2 stacks. Be interesting to see what his start of the second turn defense is. Nice. Alright, sweet. We get the triple super turn. Okay. So the important thing for him is getting all these stacks, but having the low-class warrior ally on the rotation. Now, I'm pretty sure the 23rd World Tournament Goku's on the next turn, which means on his second appearance here, he's not going to get that extra chance to do an additional super. So, yeah, it is lagging a little bit. Private server does that sometimes, annoyingly. But yeah, the triple super first turn is what you want, right? That's the ideal first turn. So we'll get 23rd World Tournament Goku floated off here. You need to get hits to get built up, so ideally I do want you to get hit this turn. So we'll attack you. Then we'll get you guys to take you out. And then 23rd World Tournament Goku, unfortunately, he's not going to get any hits in. But yeah, like low-class warriors, some of the most recent releases is like you've got physical Turles, who's not great, Raditz, not great. And low-class warriors is not exactly a category that gets buffed, like, regularly. Like, unfortunately, the STR Bardock and Gine are not on low-class warriors, because I guess, like, Gine doesn't count as a warrior. That card would have been quite useful for this team, because their EZA, whilst it's not anything crazy, is quite good. Like, all the anniversary EZAs were good. Even the worst ones, which is either Bardock and Gine or in Broly and Paragus, are still good. So that would have been quite beneficial for her to be on this team. Especially because, well, them to be on this team. Especially because their active skill gives that nice buff as well. And they do share some links with him, so... But sadly, they are not a low-class warrior. I mean, we could have run them on this team, because they're a pure Saiyan unit, so they fit under God Goku's leader skill. But... yeah, it's... Bardock just being locked to having low-class warrior allies is super annoying. Like, if you don't get an ally with you on the first turn, you're missing out on that chance to do an additional super. At least here, we actually do get a chance to get an extra super in. So he's at 466k after getting the triple super, which is not bad. And we are going to get another one here as well. So go ahead and do that. Grab some same type orbs. Turles has the potential to have some interesting application for the anniversary content with the Goku family enemies, but even then he's a character that even after being built up is not going to be tanking some of these biggest boss super attacks, you know, like Beast Gohan or something, right? Alright, so keep you guys floating so we can keep these low-class warrior allies. I mean, once Bardock transforms, he doesn't need to have the low-class warrior ally on the rotation, so then we can kind of change it up a little bit. Get the extra damage reduction for the allies here from Kid Goku. Yeah, there's a couple of 200% teams that he's on, but he's are any of them good is the problem, alright? But yeah, we need to see one turn against the Frieza with Bardock, because I think we can transform them on the next turn. But we do want to see at least one turn against Frieza. Because against Wicked Bloodline allies, we get an extra 50% attack, and attack's effective against all types. And then on this next turn, he should have a Wicked Bloodline, should have a low-class warrior ally as well. So we'll actually be able to get the potential extra super. Yeah, Tech Bardock or Physical Raditz. I mean, yeah, we're not going to be running them in actual difficult content, are we? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could maybe get away with Path to Power Kid Goku, maybe. But I mean, in some of these harder fights, he probably isn't even tanking normals, even if you get the 7 orbs. I guess we'll see. Like as we get closer to the end here. Path to Power World Tournament. Path to Power, not Path to Power. 23rd World Tournament Kid Goku. 23rd World Tournament Goku could still be okay as well, I guess. Like if you get him built up early on, get the revival with like the GT duo or something. But we did a lot of damage on this turn. So we're at 559k defense start of turn. We have the Saiyan lineage and fierce battle. I don't think he's gonna yeah, Path to Power Kid Goku gets locked in slot 1. Yeah, like against Beast Gohan or something. That would be horrendous. But yeah, let's get our extra stacks in here. We get our extra 50% attack, so we'll see what kind of attack stat we get here from AGL Bardock, and then we'll probably transform him on the next turn. But yeah, I built mine full dodge and additional, so yeah, 7.4. I mean, that's not bad, but I think in a lot of cases you probably are, unless you get a situation like this where it's kind of like a free turn where we don't have to transform him. You probably are going to want to transform him as quickly as possible. Nice. There's the triple super turn again. Because yeah, having that low class warrior ally on the rotation to give him an additional super, and then his hidden potential being built for full additional. So he's gotten quite a few supers now. Yeah, 7.4, and he's not getting additionals against most bosses. Yeah, I mean, he's just not good, right? Like, It'll be interesting to see what his Super Saiyan form is going to be like. But yeah, he's just not very good, right? Right, GT Duo, don't get super attacked at the end here. Shall I use an item just to make sure? I don't know. They could get destroyed here. What are the chances they're going to get super attacked? You know what? I'm just going to do it. We want to see what Bardock can do. This is a pretty sketchy turn for these guys otherwise, so. Also, you know, God Goku could always fraud us out. Which, to be fair, if he doesn't dodge a super in slot 1, even with the Whis, he'd get killed by this Golden Frieza, so. Yeah, it's cool to see how good he can look there. Yeah, exactly. But it's just, that's the thing for this video, right? Like, we've done Red Zone Golden Frieza because we're fighting a Wicked Bloodline enemy. But we're not going to be fighting a Wicked Bloodline enemy in any of the other, like, relevant, difficult content. So, this is going to be him at his peak. Which even then, as, you know, 7 million attack stat in base is alright, I guess, for a unit who is an infinite stacker. But against a lot of these other bosses, he's not going to be getting those additional super attacks. And with some of these events, it just being way too sketchy for you to bring low-class warrior characters, he's not going to be getting those additionals from his passive either. It's just not going to be good for him, like, overall. Yeah, that was Birdcoo after getting hit and getting his defense buff, and with a Whis active, and he still took over 100k from a super. With type advantage as well, by the way. Well, he has guard, but even so. So it means we didn't need the Whis, because even though we took the damage, like, Birdcoo would have survived that. And of course, these guys with the Whis active and getting their supers off have a ton of damage reduction, so they'll be able to tank fine in the last slot here. I do want to see the turn where we get, like, Super Saiyan Bardock and then get Super Saiyan GT Vegeta out as well. That could be fun. Alright, look at him go. Look at him go. Right, so we're going to transform into Super Saiyan Bardock on the next turn. So let me get the details up for him here. Because then I can close this other window, which will hopefully help the private server chill out a little bit. Because, yeah, they're going to tank all of these for double-digit damage. Who do we have on the next turn? We do have Kid Goku. Oh, God, this rotation is a bit sketchy. Funnily enough, this is one rotation where us transforming into Super Saiyan doesn't really benefit us at all, like in terms of the links or anything. Alright, so let's do this. We'll put the animation back on so we can at least see it. I do like I've always been a big fan of this animation, so at least there's that. But, yeah, so transform into Super Saiyan here. Yeah, very cool. I love that render, like that sprite of him, the close-up, very cool. So, Super Saiyan Bardock. What are we up to now? 939k defense start of turn after getting all those stacks. It's pretty good. So, Super Saiyan Bardock. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Immense damage, greatly lowers defense. He gets key 3, attack and defense 180%. Attacks effective against all types. He reduces damage received by 18%. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. He gets additional 100% attack when attacking. Medium chance to crit. Medium chance to dodge. Key 3 and a crit. Crit, dodge, and damage reduction 18% for 5 turns. Launches an additional super and all attacks become crits when there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. So for the first 5 turns, he has 36% damage reduction. He has, 48% chance to dodge. 48% chance to crit. He has a additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. With a Wicked Bloodline enemy, we get a guaranteed additional super. So he'll always be supering at least twice and then doing 1 additional normal that could be a super. And then that gives us the chance to proc his hidden potential as well. And he is greatly raising attack and defense with each super attack. So that means once we actually get his first super attack off here, he's going to be at almost 1.5 million defense. So then when he gets the second super, he's going to be at like 2 million defense. So like his post super defense is going to be really good. And of course, we do still have the Whis active here. We have 38% damage reduction. Then we get 7 orbs with Kid Goku. So that means he actually has 45% damage reduction. Or is it 8%? So it's like 46% damage reduction. So that will work out quite nicely. God Goku just dodging everything in slot 1. Okay. Yeah, they're all the dodges. Let's go. But yeah, he'll tank normals, all normals in the game pretty much after super attacking. But with that extra damage reduction, be interesting to see what he would take from a super. Not on this turn, obviously, because we have the Whis active, but... .23. I mean, that's okay. Effective against all types. We got what, like a 48% chance to crit. So we get the crit. The attack from his passive wasn't a super, sadly. Then we get the guaranteed additional super because we're fighting a Wicked Bloodline enemy. And then can we get the hidden potential as well? We do, but only a normal, sadly. Okay. And there's the dodges. It's a pretty good dodge face. Like I said, we do have the Whis active on this turn, so he's not going to take damage really anyway. Hopefully he's not saving up to super attack Kid Goku in slot 3 as well. Because with the Whis active and the extra bit of damage reduction, he would still take a lot of damage. Oh, of course he did. Are you serious? But yeah, this is the problem, right? You have to run low-class warriors with Bardock. Okay, 287. That's less than I thought, but... we can just get the revival now with Birdcoo as well, I suppose, which does buff. The only problem is that buffs 23Ku, but then it means we can't revive with the GT duo. Although I suppose once we get out of this phase, we're not going to need to do it with the GT duo anyway, right? Because at that point we've either won or we just die. So, to the countdown super from Golden Frieza. No, you don't. Wait, what? But yeah, like I say, like if you want to run a low class warrior to get his buffs, but there's no good low class warriors. If there was, it wouldn't make the restriction that bad. Like we've talked about this in the past. Units having restrictions isn't the worst thing in the world, as long as they're not really bad restrictions. Like if it was low class warriors or pure Saiyans, this guy would be infinitely better. I'm surprised that we didn't actually die straight away, to be fair. Well, I'm sure one of the God Gokus is going to just find a way to sell here. But yeah, that's the other thing as well, to be fair. Like his super attack, is although the attack stat is only 8.3, it's effective against all types. And we have the 48% chance to crit for the first couple of turns as well. So... he does do some alright damage. Alright, there we go. Right, so we'll get our revive. Now on the next turn, I think we can use the GT Vegeta exchange, which obviously we can't use their revival anymore, but with how low Frieza's HP is now, we should be able to kill him on this next turn. But I mean, that's the thing, is we got like the God RNG, right? The fact that we got 2 turns with AGL Bardock where he triple supered in base is one of the reasons why our starting defense is so high. Like he's basically at 1 million defense start of turn, but even so, I can't really risk like putting him in slot 1. So 23rd World Tournament Goku probably just kills Frieza here, but I mean, to be fair, he would have tanked normals. I should have just put him in slot 1, but Although Goku didn't get a lot of build-up, so he's not going to do crazy damage on this turn, to be fair. But yeah, low-class warriors is a pretty redundant category anyway. If they're not going to give them buffs. I mean, if they're going to easy A this Bardock, and they're going to make him reliant on low-class warriors, why didn't they easy A all of the Team Bardock Grade 8 units? And make them, like, actually runnable, you know? Alright, well, Bardock at least gets to attack now. Yeah, it's 8.5, because obviously he doesn't stack anymore. I mean, he doesn't stack attack previously anyway. And then the additional from his passive became a super. So bear in mind, he'd get another super after that guaranteed. And then we could still get the hidden potential. But... right. I really want to get 6 orbs for God Goku because I want to be able to get the guaranteed additional. Oh, the active thing is still on, isn't it? He's not reliant on low-class warriors. I mean, he kind of is, like... Because the problem is, if he doesn't get any additionals in base, then his defense sucks. And then if you transform him straight away, then he's still got the dodge and, like, the damage reduction, which is cool. But his defense itself will still be low. So then if he gets hit, then you take a lot of damage. Like, you could still use him, and he could still be okay as long as you get to transform. But, like... He's not going to be great without the without getting those additional supers. Like, I imagine if you have no low-class warrior allies, even with a decent amount of additional in the hidden potential, if his first 2 appearances in base are just that he does 1 super, and then that's it, it's not going to be very good. Like, it only matters in base, but then base is what sets him up for his... like once he has transformed, because there's no point, like once he transforms he's got the 48% chance to dodge for the first 5 turns, but if his post super defense is only like 500k, I don't know if it is ever that low, to be fair. Like, we got, like I say, because we have the low class warrior ally and we got lucky with the hidden potential, we had 2 turns where he triple supered in base. So now in his Super Saiyan form he's starting the turn at like 1,000,000 defense, but let's see if he does eat the super. I don't think he will, but... Alright, let's turn this off. Because he'll share more links with the Super Saiyan Goku, I think. But I mean, there's not many units. I don't think there's many units in the game that do eat this super, so he probably doesn't, but either way. Oh, yeah, we don't get any extra links. Nice. Right, so... do that. Do that. And then do that. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, whilst you could say he's not necessarily reliant on the low-class warrior allies, it just means for the first 2 turns before he transforms, he's just like horrendously mid. And that's why it's just weird that they gave him that restriction. Like, even if he's still usable, it's just like, why do it like that, you know? Alright, so... you get your crit. Get some additional, that's good. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, Bardock, on his God RNG turn against a Wicked Bloodline enemy, Bardock could do 4 super attacks. So that could be enough to just finish off Frieza here. But let's see how we go. So 9.2. Okay, we get the additional from the passive, actually convert into a super. So that's 9.8. Then we get a guaranteed additional super because there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. Oh, it's not quite going to be enough though, is it? 10.4. Come on, hidden potential. The hidden potential needs to come in clutch. Oh, it did. Let's go. 11 mil. So, I mean, that's Bardock in his best case scenario. Almost 40 million attack stat worth of supers that are effective against all types. I think they all crit. So, there you go. But remember, this is him in his best case scenario. So, it's against a Wicked Bloodline enemy with low-class warrior allies. So, he got build up in the early turns. But, to be fair, like I say, without low-class warrior allies, like his attack power in his Super Saiyan form would have still been the same. So even if we had no low-class warrior allies on the team, he would have still killed Frieza at the end of that turn. But obviously his, his defense would have been and wouldn't have been anywhere near as high, because we wouldn't have gotten those additional supers. And then yeah, 4 supers, we got 50% defense raise every single time on those super attacks. I don't know if he would have still lived the super though, because doesn't that super do like 8 million damage or something? But yeah, so. Yeah, there you go. So let me know what you guys think down below. I mean, this is him in his best case scenario. We could try him out in a different event for a different video and see how well he does. But, yeah, I mean, remember, like I said, even though Kefla's EZA is not out on JP, the community knows it exists and it's out on Global. Like, this guy released after Kefla, which we always say this, when a unit comes out and is, like, by far the new best unit in the game, and then the next unit comes out and isn't better than them, it's always disappointing. A little bit, but they, that's when power creep gets really crazy, right? Like if every single new release is better than the last one. So it's not the end of the world that Bardock's not better than Kefla. The problem is he's so considerably worse than Kefla. Like if he was just below her, but still like really, really good, then it would be fine. But he's considerably below her in terms of power. And when you think about the fact he's the first like Dokkan Fest TUR EZA on JP after the anniversary, and he's just not going to be particularly great against the anniversary content. But we'll see. We'll try him out against like Blue Zone Gogeta, which will be interesting because of like the tech phase later on. But we'll see how we go. But let me know your thoughts on him down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.